Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today is Draco's last day, so we're heading up to the barn to open it all up, give him some time with the ladies before he heads off to freezer camp. And we also had a tragedy down on the patio brooders, so after we get the barn open, we'll go tell you about that. Sedgwig, what are you doing outside? Hey, barn animals, chickens, goats, ducks, goose. Sedgwig, what were you doing out there? You spent the whole night outside. Sedgy, you're always the bad one. Goats, ducks, I mean. Definitely ducks. Come on, ducks. Come on, ducks. Good, get in there. Draco and his harem. Come on, ducks. Come on out, get in there. Good, good. Not you, Sedgwig, or Green Queen, just the ducks. Thank you, thank you. I had to throw Draco two of the girls because it's his last night and I didn't want him spending his last night alone. So I gave him two of the jumbo Pekins that can handle his weight if he decides to get frisky. So we have him a little bit of a harem going on just to give him some company. Hi, Draco. Today's your last day, buddy. Before they get stepped on, I gotta find the eggs those two were laying. One egg. Two egg. Echo pup, you searching for the mice? Got all my empty buckets up here because we did not get enough rain. So I used up all my water and I need to probably get some more. Find one? It's just a stick, pup. It's just a piece of grass. It's just grass, puppy. Ah, okay. You find it? Good boy. Don't eat my irises. They're just coming back. All right, chickens. The three that didn't jump the gate can come out now and get your food off the floor. Goats! Get your food, goats. Don't want to feed you too much or you'll get fat. Yeah, bud. And the chickens and ducks, get them a scoop as well. There, Pekins. Oh, ladies, where'd you go? Here, ladies. I'll dump some water out for you. There's a hole there. You want it there? There you go, ladies. Come on, ducks. We had some rain yesterday. Not enough to give me any in the rain harvest tank, but enough to wet the ground out here. So I'm just going to give the goats some dry bedding before I bring them out. Alright, goats, I got you some dry bedding. Let's let you out so you can get out, enjoy the sunshine. Get down. Come on, goats. You know where to go. Don't chase. Goats. Right there's your food. Come on. Not you, goats. Get back in there. Alright, chickens, you hang out. You go ahead, play with the goats. You know your way out. You know what to do, chickens. Live your life. Get the goats their water. Up, up. Chickens, you good? So I did have 2 buckets, but one of my buckets I'm using as an Epsom salt container to wash off my duck's bill at night. So I have to keep bringing their water bucket back out. So I'm going to have to bring up another bucket. All the animals are awake. Now I just need to collect all the duck eggs so the chickens don't mess with them. Come in here and collect all the duck eggs just like it's Easter again. We got 4. Pop over to each corner here. 5 duck. That looks like a Mumbles. That's a little Mumbles egg, but I think it's definitely a Mumbles egg. That's 5 duck, 6 duck, 7, 8 duck. You should have more than that. 9, 10. That'll do it. 9, 10 ducks. Green Queen, you gonna do some cleanup in here? Get all my buckets filled back up here. So I do have 12 ducks, but 5 of them are the jumbo white Pekin ducks, so they don't lay eggs every day. So sometimes I get 10 eggs, sometimes I get 12, but they're actually laying pretty good for being not an egg-laying duck. Draco's in here with the ladies. Yesterday I did forage and grab a bunch of grass from outside and throw it in for him. It was funny because Mumbles was out there in the grass, and I threw Draco some of the grass in here to eat. And Mumbles come running over like she was supposed to get a treat, but she's got all the treats out there and she's got access to them. Draco just needed a little bit of extra in here. So we did get some rain yesterday. Right in the middle of me closing up the barn, it came down as a downpour. We ended up getting a little over 3/10 of an inch in about a half an hour. So it came down pretty hard, and somehow Sedgwick here was outside the entire time, and then she spent the night outside. I come up here in the morning and she's sitting on top of one of the fence posts just waiting for me. And Sedgwick is a survivor. She actually fell into the pig pen one time with a baby turkey, and she was the only one to make it out. I feel terrible about leaving Sedgwick out for the night. I should have counted my chickens last night, but I'm believing she probably took shelter underneath this old duck shade because she was on this pen, or in this pen, and then I saw her hop over into that pen and then over into the middle whenever I walked up here. Speaking of survivors, I got some bad news to tell you down at the patio brooder. So there's a few updates here at the barn before we head down to the patio brooders. The Khaki Campbell with the injured bill reopened her bill up on the feeder when I put her back in with the rest of the ducks in the pen. I pulled out the feeder divider that she was banging her bill against and reopening the wound, and since then she's been able to start scabbing back up. So hopefully we're back on track to healing that bill. So we also have one of the golden Bonnies, and one of her hip joints is hurting. I don't know if a goat ran her over, maybe I stepped on her, maybe Puppy. But either way, it's not her foot, it's up in her leg, so it only bothers her whenever she's doing a full run. She can walk around and jump just fine, but whenever she's running full tilt, that's when you see the limp. That one is not her. It's one of these other ones. It's actually the biggest one, I think. Yeah, this one. You can see a little bit of hitch in her giddy up. And then Draco's going to be heading off to freezer camp this afternoon. At that point, I think I'll be able to put my ducks out into their triangle house. I don't want to put them inside on the pen too much because I don't want them to destroy the grass before it really starts growing healthy. So just so it doesn't get too long and flop over, I'm letting them in there for periods of time just to go in, cut it down, walk it all down, and then I take them out of there so it can all fluff back up. But they like their hill. Make way for Puppy. chickies. Good morning, chickies. How are you doing? You doing okay? We have 31 new puffballs here on the homestead, and they are all doing nice and healthy. I'm glad to see they all arrived alive, and I think I have 31. I've gotten a couple counts, and sometimes I hit 31. But they're all looking good in here. Just going to get them some fresh water, some fresh food, and they'll be good to attack the day. Hey, pup. Come over here, bud. Puppy. Okay, you're just checking in, then you're going to go back out hunting. Okay. Puppy loses track of me, he takes off running until he finds me. And once he finds me, he just checks in, going back to what he's doing. We'll get you some water too, chickies. Echo bar. What are you doing? What? What do you need? I can't lift that. I can't. What do you want me to do? Oh, puppy. Got a bunny. Oh, that's your breakfast, pup. Don't lose it. You're just gonna bury it right there? Puppy. And that's just more death happening here on the homestead. So to get to the bad news, my egger flock of 15 egg chickens as well as 1 rooster, making a total of 16 chickens, is now down to 5 hens. Luckily we still have Dizzy, the crooked neck chicken, and then we have 3 what looks like barred rocks and 1 of the maybe a golden buff. I'm not sure what the other yellow one is, but we are down to 5 of these chickens here. So it all started going wrong 2 days ago. We had Dollop, the small chicken, and she was in here with the bigger chickens, and I had the heat lamp off because they don't really need the heat lamp on 80+ degree days. But then Dollop was still sitting underneath the heat lamp with it off, so I turned it on and she walked over, got underneath the center of it, started enjoying some heat. Whenever I came back within the hour to check on her to see if she was warming up, she was actually sprawled out on the ground, and it seems like the other chickens stepped on her and hurt her past recovery. So we lost Dollop, and it really bummed me out because I was getting excited to see how she was going to grow up and what kind of chicken she was going to be. Then I came out the next morning to check on all the chicks, get them fresh water and feed. They were all happy and healthy, ready to go for the day. From the point of even starting to think about getting animals for the homestead, I knew this was going to be a possibility, and I just thought we could be able to manage it like I did last year and not have it happen. But this year wasn't the case. We lost track of the dogs, and one of my brother's dogs got into the chicken pen. So I didn't get any pictures or videos of the aftermath or the actual incident because I really just don't want to look at it. But Bub is a killer, and he was left unattended. I'm believing he jumped over the side here, got into the pen, and killed 10 of my chickens. So these are the survivors that made it through the attack. I'm believing they jumped out of this hole right here where Puppy is, and they were able to find refuge back behind the brooder in that crock pot, because I found all 5 tucked in back there, and the rest of them were inside the pen. So I know a lot of people think these are just chickens, my family included, that you can just go out and buy a replacement set of chickens and you'll be back on your way. You're only out the 5 to 6 weeks that they are already raised up. But more than that, I'm out of my time because I am now 6 months behind any plan that I had to hatch any egg chickens. I had to make sure I made my order early in the year so that all the chickens that I wanted were available. I got the production pack, so it's a variety, but I also wanted a specific rooster, and now I can't even get that rooster, and I can't get pretty much any of the dual purpose egg laying chickens that I want to buy right now during this time of year. I've been checking different hatchery websites, but it doesn't look good. Everybody's out of stock now, especially with this new wave of going out and farming. And going to Tractor Supply is not really an option because I'm not going to be able to get the chickens that I want, and I'm not going to be able to make sure that I get females or males of the breeds that I want. So I'm having a hard time thinking of even what to do with these 5 chickens. I guess I'm just going to integrate them into my egger flock and just have them lay eggs with them because I don't have a rooster to hatch any of them. Luckily all the poof balls were in a raised brooder box. That's mainly why I built this up in the air, was to keep the dogs away from them. So luckily they were safe in this box because Bub didn't see them. We'll get them a fresh bowl of food here once it soaks up all the moisture I have in there. And you'll see they'll just attack it. Clean your bowl out, guys. Alright, you're about to see some ferocious little peeps. Look at these. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck underneath, guys. I gotta get this in there so no one gets stuck underneath. There you go. Look at those. Vicious raptors. Not puppy. Vicious little raptors. So that's where we are with the homestead right now. I just feel terrible that I should have pulled Dollop out of the pen with all the big chicks and put her with all the little chicks. It just seemed like she was all right and all the other ones weren't bothering her until it wasn't all right, and they did mess with her. And then on top of feeling bad about Dollop, my brother's dog comes in and kills 2/3 of my new flock, setting me back at least 6 months if I can try and find a hatchery that has some chickens right now. But it's looking like I'm set back at least a full year on my whole homesteading plan. My plan was to get a gander this year for my goose, get a drake for my ducks, and get a rooster for my chickens, and then next year hatch out all my own eggs. But I don't know if that's going to be a possibility right now because I just lost my rooster, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be replaced in time. Trying to find the bright side of the situation, we do have the 5 that are still alive, the survivors, and they will be integrated into my existing 14, so we'll have 19 of the chickens for my egg laying flock up there. But I won't have any rooster to make it any bigger. There's the dark side again. I also ordered my new duck flock with a gander. So Mumbles will be getting a gander, and there's also a drake that will be coming in the new duck flock. So hopefully we can keep them all alive, and we'll be laying some eggs next year to be hatched and incubated. So hopefully we'll have some ducklings and some goslings to hatch out next year. And we're supposed to have some scattered thunderstorms today, but it's turning into a really nice day. We got some rain last night, just enough to wet the ground to where I can't mow, and we're getting to a point where I need to mow. Well, this is going to be Draco's transport tote. I'm going to be taking him to camp now soon. We're just going to drop him right in there and then put this little crate over top. It has holes through it, so there'll be oxygen flow, but it'll be a nice dark spot for him not to panic. Now I just have to make sure I grab the right duck. Draco's got the orange beak. He's in the furthest position right now. So the other 2 are pretty dirty, and then Draco's cleaner. The dirty ones have been digging up my irises that just started to come back. Feel bad for him, but it's time to take Draco to camp. I know it's going to be for the best, and Draco isn't even a producing part of the homestead. He's kind of just bothering my females, but he's been a big part of my everyday life here, coming up to the barn, dealing with all the animals. Draco's been a part of that every day. So it's going to be hard to see him go. Let him do a little bit more puddling and then I gotta go. Make sure I grab the right one. Okay, bud. Thanks, lucky duck. Gonna miss you, buddy. I'm gonna miss you. Yeah, get in. I'm gonna miss you, buddy. gonna miss Draco. You head out with the rest of the flock, ladies. Go join the rest of them. Alright, ladies, we're gonna take Draco to camp. We'll be back. I know, puppy, I know. The Draco is a jumbo white Pekin duck, typically processed at about 8 weeks. This is going to be 48 weeks for Draco here. So we're gonna see how he processes out. He's gonna be just field dressed into a full bird like your Thanksgiving turkey, and hopefully he'll contribute back to the homestead here. That's going to be all for this one. Hopefully we can have some happier videos here coming soon. If you want to follow along, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave. You can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.